Now stay tuned for your local news.
Next on Channel 6 News.
Of all of the motions made by the defense, I find this one the most offensive.
Accusations of targeting jurors sparks fireworks in the O.J. Simpson trial.
And it could keep violent programming out of your house permanently. We'll show you how that computer chip in your TV would work.
Plus, a patient is dead after a hospital mistake. Next.
Live and local from the WCPX newsroom, this is 6 News.
It was a mistake, and it cost a woman her life. Oxygen was cut off to 4 floors at a Central Florida hospital, sending one patient into cardiac arrest, and now she's died. Good evening. I'm Mary Hamill.
And I'm Trace Gallagher. David is off. A mistake at a Central Florida hospital had fatal consequences today. In our top story, the woman who's been on life support since having her oxygen accidentally cut off on Monday has died. It happened at Holmes Regional Medical Center in Melbourne, and that's where Dave Erickson joins us live with more. Dave?
Trace, at 3:15 this afternoon, the doctors turned off the life support system at the request of the woman's family, who was honoring her request as stated in a living will. Now, the family has ordered the hospital not to reveal the reason why the woman was checked in here to begin with, but certainly when she came in, they could not have known that she would never leave. At Holmes Regional Medical Center this week, the staff is busy, as it always is, caring for their patients. So it's ironic that a construction project aimed at improving the hospital for its patients ended up causing the death of one. A few hours after the 55-year-old comatose woman died, the hospital issued this statement. Holmes Regional Medical Center expresses great sorrow and its deepest sympathy to this patient's family and friends. The mistake that killed the woman happened when a worker on the construction project mistakenly turned off the online oxygen to an entire wing of the hospital rather than just a designated one. But the mishap at Holmes isn't the first time this year that someone has died because of an oxygen-related error at a Florida hospital. In March, 77-year-old Leo Alfonso died at University Community Hospital in Tampa when his respirator was turned off.
In fact, there had been a mistake, and as a result of the mistake, their father had died. He was taken off the ventilator by a respiratory therapist.
The therapist never checked Alfonso's ID card before cutting his oxygen. The hospital immediately removed the therapist from her job. Back at Holmes, its director of engineering resigned following the mishap here on Monday. Since we broke the news of the woman's death at 5 o'clock, there have been several questions as to whether her family might file a lawsuit against Holmes Regional Medical Center. Well, the family all this week has made it clear that it does not want to talk to the media, so we don't have any idea as to what they might be thinking about in terms of future litigation. As far as the hospital is concerned, though, they told us that all week long, given the circumstances, they have gotten along very well with that family, and they have not heard anything about a lawsuit. Reporting live in Melbourne, I'm Dave Erickson. Now back to you.
Thanks, Dave. $1 million worth of illegal fireworks was seized in Polk County today. The bust went down at the Real Fireworks stand at I-4 and Highway 27. Deputies confiscated enough illegal fireworks to fill 3 tractor trailers and a U-Haul. Some will be destroyed and some will be sent back to the state where they came from. Incidentally, deputies say an illegal firework is any firework that flies or explodes.
The man accused of murdering DeLand High School student Laura Lee Spear was in court again today for a different murder case. Bobby Allen Raleigh is accused of killing Laura Lee shortly after stepping off her school bus in April of last year, shortly after she stepped off her bus. Raleigh has already pleaded guilty to murdering 2 DeLeon Springs men, and today his lawyer asked that his sentence be decided by the judge alone or that the sentencing trial be moved to another county.
The reason being all of the pretrial publicity on the Laura Lee Spear case, which my client has been indicted for first-degree murder on also. And I do not want that to potentially taint the jury.
The judge says he wants a jury to help him decide whether Raleigh gets life or death. Raleigh's lawyer says he will file a motion next week for a change of venue. Tonight we know another murderer will get death in the electric chair, Thomas Godinez. His crime, a murder so horrible, it rocked downtown Orlando. Channel 6 News reporter Ed Trotsky has more on today's sentence.
Therefore, Thomas Lee Godinez, having adjudged him guilty of the first-degree murder of Michelle McGrath, I hereby sentence you to death.
Today, Judge Belvin Perry gave Thomas Godinez 1 death sentence, 2 life terms, plus 60 years in prison. The 21-year-old must pay the ultimate price for a brutal murder, which rocked downtown Orlando 1 year ago.
I came over and checked it out.
Today, prosecutor Jeff Ashton returned to the downtown alley where Michelle McGrath's nude and posed body was found. You've been to a lot of murder scenes. When you opened the gate that day, did you know there was something maybe different about this one?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. You could see Michelle's body in the alley. You could see the way that she was left, that it was kind of shocking display, almost like it was meant to be that way, and you could see what was done to her.
After seeing the alley scene, Ashton told jurors Godinez is an animal, bad to the bone, and he backed those claims with overwhelming evidence. 5 witnesses placed Godinez in this area around the time of the murder, and his palm print was found on this gate leading to the alley. It was all the jury needed to convict him. By a 10-2 vote, they recommended the death penalty. Today, Judge Perry agreed.
How do you bring your daughter back? The satisfaction, I think, if there is any satisfaction, is knowing that he knows that the end is in sight.
But it won't be a quick end. It often takes a decade or longer to execute a death row inmate in Florida. Ed Trotsky, Channel 6 News.
Godinez has maintained his innocence. Today's death sentence will be automatically appealed.
A CSX freight train hit a tractor trailer today. It happened at a crossing on Lake Mary Boulevard east of Country Club Boulevard in Lake Mary. The driver of the truck was only slightly injured. Police say the back of the truck was hanging over the tracks. The engineer clipped it, causing it to jackknife. Only minor damage, but traffic did come to a stop. A career criminal and 2 accomplices are in jail tonight following a bank robbery, high-speed chase, and attempted carjacking in Orange County today. The Bank of Central Florida at the South Trail in Americana was held up this afternoon, and within minutes, Deputy Larry Coney spotted the robber's blue Cadillac. A high-speed chase ended when the car ripped through a tree and crashed. 3 suspects were quickly caught after one allegedly tried to carjack a passing vehicle. Quick thinking by Deputy Coney kept 3 men from thousands of dollars they allegedly stole.
So when you hear a crime occurs, in a way you start thinking like the criminals. What is that guy going to do?
I try to, yeah, and that doesn't mean I'm a criminal. It's just, you know, you try to think of ways of getting away, the avenues of escape.
The suspects are identified as Johnny Hawks, Anton Swilly, and Ralph Mandez, whom police say is a career criminal. And 2 teenagers are in custody in Brevard County tonight after they led police on a chase. The 2 who are believed to be runaways were spotted in a stolen van on State Road 520 in Cocoa Beach. When police tried to stop the van, the teenagers sped for several miles trying to elude capture. The teens finally gave up in Port Canaveral.
Tired of violent programs invading your home via your television set? Well, the U.S. Senate may have a solution, a high-tech defense system for sensitive viewers. Bob Grover joins us live with the details. Bob.
If the U.S. Senate has its way, new television soon will be equipped with a device that allows you to block violent programs using your remote. Don't want this type of programming on your television? If the Senate's telecommunications overhaul bill were law now, your TV may have blocked them out before scenes like this made it into your living room. Approved by the Senate this week, the telecommunications bill would require that new TV sets contain a built-in computer chip. The chip would recognize programs electronically labeled as violent. Programmers would have to rate their shows and carry the rating electronically on their signal. Using a remote control, viewers could program their TV not to display shows with the violence rating. So far, the concept meant to protect children from media violence is drawing mixed reviews.
I mean, it's a good idea, I guess, because sometimes when he's watching TV that we're not, like, right there, so he can't, like, flip it and watch something that, like, he shouldn't be watching.
So I think that if that was available, that it would be good. I mean, it would help the children. They wouldn't see things that they didn't need to see, things that weren't age appropriate for them.
I think it's ridiculous. I think that parents should do a better job parenting their children, and then you won't have to watch what the television won't watch what they're watching, but the parent can watch what they're watching.
The Senate telecommunications bill reaches far beyond violent programming. If it becomes law, it will lift many regulations that govern telephone and cable companies. It will ban obscenity on the internet. It's very controversial. But if it doesn't pass the House and the President's desk, there's still a way to block violent programming. Reporting live, I'm Bob Grover. Now back to you.
There you go, and you don't have to pass anything. No threat of a veto. Easy as can be. Blistering attacks in the O.J. Simpson trial today as lawyers trade accusations.
And the story of an 8-year-old boy who survives being buried under rubble for 24 hours.
Plus, a trucker goes on a rampage running into cars and chasing people down sidewalks.
And Michael Jackson apologizes for lyrics in his new album.
And later, a new cleaning service in Central Florida that removes more than just the clutter around the house. We'll be right back.
Mitsubishi's Summer of Thunder continues with our best offer ever on a Galant S with the preferred equipment package. Lease for $0 down and just $249 a month for 36 months and get automatic transmission, air conditioning, power windows and door locks, and much more. Plus, right now, get $500 cash back. That's $1,100 in savings. $0 down plus cash back for a limited time during the Summer of Thunder. From Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
These are the players.
This one. Got it.
Cash 3 players. They look for 3 numbers and play them for up to $500 on a winning $1 straight play.
Hey, Dollface, what's your number?
So check out the next 3 numbers you see.
There goes a off number. He certainly was.
And play Cash 3, the daily game that's easy.
Only one satellite TV system offers the most sports, from the most channels to the best coverage. The Full View Satellite TV system. It's one giant leap in home television.
Houston, could you repeat the whole thing again, please?
Get free home installation. Call 1-800-778-4900 for a dealer near you.
In the O.J. Simpson trial, more charges of targeting jurors and more on those bloody gloves prosecutors say the killer wore. When it comes to O.J., are they really a perfect fit? Byron Harlem, the story from the Los Angeles County Courthouse.
They're trying to reshape the jury.
The argument hit like a bomb. Defense lawyer Alan Dershowitz asking Judge Ito not to dismiss, under any circumstances, any more jurors. Dershowitz says if he does, the standard for dismissal must be higher than it is now, and he wants a hearing regarding the numerous dismissals if there's a guilty verdict or mistrial. He accused prosecutors of targeting some jury members. That drew a fiery response.
Of all of the motions made by the defense, I find this one the most offensive, groundless, and baseless.
Marcia Clark says if anyone's trying to shape the jury, it's the defense, and Simpson's lawyers are simply trying to get a mistrial. Judge Ito says he'll rule on the matter later. The focus then shifted once again to the gloves O.J. Simpson tried on in court Thursday, gloves found at the murder scene and the Simpson estate. Yesterday, he appeared to struggle to put on the pair, but former Isotoner executive Richard Rubin says the gloves are Simpson's size.
The gloves in the original condition would easily go onto the hand. Would easily go onto the hand of someone of Mr. Simpson's size.
Rubin mentioned that it's tougher to put them on while wearing latex gloves and that the ones found at Simpson's house in the murder scene have shrunk as much as 15%. But when defense lawyer Johnny Cochran got his chance, he wondered what impact would the small amount of liquid, the 3 cc's found on the gloves, have on shrinkage.
You think that amount of liquid would result in your gloves, your very expensive Aris gloves, shrinking 10 to 15%?
Oh, well, 3 cc's of liquid would have no effect whatsoever on those gloves.
Testimony will shift gears again this coming Monday. Abuse will be the topic. Jury members will probably hear from a witness who will say that O.J. Simpson hit Nicole. Byron Harlan, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And now to bring you up to date on the man called the most famous house guest in the world. Brian Cato Kalin, O.J.'s house guest, has popped up everywhere from Washington, D.C. to the Kentucky Derby. More than 5,000 fans jammed in Indiana Mall for his first appearance after testifying in O.J.'s trial. Cato's plans, though, to try stand-up comedy this month have been put on hold.
Here's some other stories making headlines around the world. Bogota, Colombia. Legislators ducked for cover when a bomb blasted the Congress building there. 2 people were hurt. Authorities believe Colombian drug lord hit squads are responsible.
Greece, an 8-year-old boy has been rescued after spending 24 hours pinned in a building knocked down by yesterday's deadly earthquake. His father kept constant vigil by the rescue site and promised him a new bike. if he held on.
Denver. A trucker went on a rampage with his semi, running into pickups and cars, even chasing people walking in an amusement park parking lot. Police finally shot the driver. He was wounded in the arm and leg.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa, this playroom used to be brimming with toys, but somebody stole most of them, more than $1,000 worth, from the Child Protective Center at a hospital. The center treats hundreds of sexually abused children each year.
Michael Jackson might have been a ratings hit the other night, but not scoring any points with Jewish groups. They're upset over the lyrics in his new History album, which say, quote, Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me. Jackson apologized, saying he didn't intend to insult anyone.
A possible cure for the common cold, could it be?
And why you may be getting less for the same amount of money at the supermarket.
Plus, it is still snowing out west. We'll be right back.
I want her back. I want you to find her for me.
He had nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Jake sent you.
But when passions collide, they lead to danger.
What happened to you down there?
Murder.
It hurt us.
You mean you can hurt me?
Deception.
This is the rest of what Jake owes me.
And total betrayal.
Take the gun away from her head, Jake.
Jeff Bridges, Rachel Ward, and James Woods in Against All Odds.
Saturday night at 9 on WCPX-TV.
Hi there. It's me again. Whoa, whoa. With a great summer offer from TGI Fridays. Come on into Fridays, and for just $1.99, you can get this one-of-a-kind TGI Fridays collectible glass. Collect as many as you want. And just think of all the fun and interesting uses you could find for this glass. Very funny. Very funny. We out of here now.
Hey, truck buyers, how are you this Friday evening? Tom Park at Toyota of Orlando, where these are the final days of our hot sale. Get a check for $1,400 when you buy any new Toyota, plus 2.9 financing on Tacomas, Corollas, and Camrys. Brand new Tacoma pickups at only $99.66, 10 at that price, or 10 of our exclusive Tacoma Laser sport trucks. Special wheels, tires, graphics, and stereo for only $10,766, or just $99 down delivers $199 a month. How about new Tacoma extra cabs for only $12,966 this weekend at Toyota of Orlando.
This is the fully equipped Civic Alley.
Makes sniffles, sore throats, and hacking coughs a thing of the past. Zinc lozenges. This so-called remedy wasn't developed in some fancy lab, but in George's kitchen.
How did you come up with this?
Well, my daughter came up with it when she was 3 years old.
Apparently, George's daughter had a bad sore throat, and she fell asleep with a zinc tablet in her mouth. She woke up. She was fine. Some studies seem to prove it's possible, but doctors warn that zinc in high doses can be toxic. Well, now that your cold is gone, let's get rid of those wrinkles as well. It's a lot easier nowadays with laser surgery. The 15-minute procedure is much like a trip to the dentist. The doctor marks the target area, numbs it, and uses lasers to smooth away the wrinkles. The only side effect is a sunburn-like discoloration, but it costs a couple of $100 up to several $100, but hey. When it comes to beauty, who cares?
Tonight at the Bob Carr, hundreds of beautiful little girls in their dance recital costumes, and the weather was perfect. It couldn't have been a nicer night.
It really was beautiful all week long. This is the effects of the cold front that moved south of us. So
we love these cold fronts, don't we?
Bring them on.
This weekend, it's backing up north, and that's going to bring us a chance for rain. But first off, tonight, to take a look at the highs and lows across the area. 87 was our high in Orlando, 85 in Melbourne and Daytona Beach, 87 in Ocala. Right now in Orlando, it's 74 degrees. It's 72 in Ocala, 76 in Daytona Beach, and 79 in Melbourne. The winds are out of the east-northeast at 16 miles an hour in Melbourne and northeast at 6 in Orlando. Here's the radar map tonight. I want to show you the strong thunderstorms that have moved offshore, Tampa and to the southwest of that area around Fort Myers. Nothing in and around central Florida as all of this moves to the west at 10 to 15 miles an hour. The lightning striker tonight shows us we're looking at about 1,200 strikes in the last 2 hours alone all in this one area right here, St. Pete down to Sarasota. Again, all of this activity is moving away from us. Okay, satellite picture tonight will show us what's going on. When you look at the cloud cover, this is that leftover frontal system that's going to back up north as a warm front. We talked about this area last night, the cloud cover. You can see a lot of that has fallen apart. That's good news because we were watching it for tropical development. But speaking of tropical development, of course, 2 weeks ago we talked about our A storm, talking about Allison, the first one on the list. Well, tonight, let's look over in the Pacific. This is Hurricane Adolph right now. It is moving to the north at 9 miles an hour, and Adolph is going to be a problem certainly for parts of Mexico. It looks like the center will stay offshore, but the winds will be moving. They have tropical storm force wind warnings in effect there for tonight. Won't affect us at all. In the forecast, what will affect us, though, again, is this cold front. That, combined with easterly winds over the next couple of days, will give us a chance for rain. In fact, Saturday and Sunday, it is a 50% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. We're talking about precipitation, but in a different form. The white stuff. Parts of California, the Sierra Nevadas. Can you believe it? It's the middle of June, and this guy is skiing, and he's loving it. They're looking for another maybe 10 to even 12 inches of snow before tomorrow morning. There are snow advisories in effect tonight. It surely looks beautiful. Okay, here's the pollen count for Central Florida for today. Again, mold is coming in at moderate along with the grasses. Spanish moss is light, magnolia is light, ragweed is very light. Tonight in our forecast, we do have partly cloudy skies, lows in the low 70s, winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. The high about 84 to 87. It's going to be breezy, especially along the coastline, winds east at 15 to 20. Tomorrow, the sun index again will be high. Use the sunblock. The marine forecast for tomorrow, winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots. And here's your 5-day outlook as we head through the weekend. This holiday weekend, temperatures will stay in the middle to upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday, and that's because we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover, that chance for rain in the afternoon, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's back to normal temperatures.
Loved it while we had it.
Yes, while it lasted.
Thanks, Pam.
Thanks, Pamela. If you'd like to keep in mind the next shuttle launch, we now know when Atlantis will be sent into space, making history along the way. On board the shuttle will be at least one Russian cosmonaut, possibly two. The shuttle will dock with the Russian space station Mir and pick up the 2 cosmonauts on board and Florida astronaut Dr. Norman Thagard. The launch window opens on Friday, June 23rd at 5:08 in the afternoon and remains open for only 7 minutes. We'll have live coverage, of course, right here on Channel 6 News for you. In consumer news, next time you go shopping, watch out for a devious way some manufacturers get you to pay more for less. According to the shelf label, this bottle of spaghetti sauce contains 30 ounces, but the label on the bottle indicates only 28 ounces. You just paid the same for less sauce. It's called downsizing, and it's happening all over. This tuna used to be 6 1/8 ounce, now it's just 6 ounces. The company just slipped in a price hike, and you didn't even know it.
You'll take it away and bump it up. Speaking of consumer news, another cleaning service in Orlando. So what, you say? Well, this one boasts dusting in the buff. We'll explain.
And there's a shark about to devour things at the U.S. Open. We'll be right back.
Is this the face of a killer? Find out why a 12-year-old was convicted of murder on the next Inside Edition.
Monday night at 7.
Okay, let's go. Throw some on there. Throw some on there. Let's go. All right, come on.
Around here, pretty much everyone works in the sugar growing business. That's about 40,000 people and their families. And we want to protect our kids' future just like you do. So we're proud of the changes we're making for the environment. You know, we're spending more than $300 million to help restore the Everglades. That's a lot of money. But to me, it's an investment in the future.
If you could listen to what people really want and design a car around that. If you could give them the comfort they want and the safety features they need, and build it to quality standards you've never met before, you'd have a pretty good car. But if you could do all this starting at $16,300, you'd have a genuine Chevrolet. Introducing the all-new 1995 Chevy Lumina.
From the time you were little, Dad hammered home a couple of simple but important lessons. There's nothing like a good tool, and share what you have with others. Now you can prove you were listening. Bring any old tool to Builder Square, and we'll donate it to Goodwill. Then we'll give you 10% off any Father's Day gift in the store. Want to make Dad's day Builder's Square. It's the nail square on the head.
Truck buyers, you can choose from 10 of the all-new Tacoma pickups at only $99.66. Plus, take advantage of 2.9% financing right now at Toyota of Orlando.
WCPX-TV travel arranged by Continental Airlines.
I've got too much to do to wait for another flight.
The more flights, the more destinations, the better.
Continental Airlines. Big airline, little prices.
If you drive in the Orlando area, you may have seen some new eye-catching billboards and are wondering what they mean. They advertise half-off cleaning, and that means topless. Buff and Stuff Cleaning Service in Winter Park will send to your home a pair of buffer girls or guys, or one of each, who will and commence cleaning. The buffers are not allowed to touch or be touched, and nothing sexual is permitted. The owners of this natural cleaning service are two women who say they run a clean business.
We feel real confident that what we're doing is totally legal, legitimate, above board, and we have action plans in force to keep it that way. We actually have sting operations set up, you know, for our own people, too.
Buff and Stuff charges $110 an hour to send 2 buffers to your home. There's some rules. No minors allowed in the house, no dancing, no photography. You provide the cleaning supplies, but you do get to keep the T-shirts. What do you say, kids, go to your room, the cleaning lady's coming? I don't know.
I don't know either. What is this world coming to? Well, it's coming to golf, right, Mike Storm?
Yeah, I think we may be using the word lady a little too loosely there. Say, listen, here we go again. Greg Norman is out in front and in a position to win another major championship. It's the U.S. Open, and it could be turning out to be the kind of tournament Greg Norman loves. A tough course with conditions that get tougher as the day wears on. Let me take you to Shinnecock, New York. Check this out. Well, it's Shinnecock Country Club. This is Greg Norman at the 18th. What a marvelous birdie. He has 5 birdies, 2 bogeys. He's 5 under par. 2 shots behind Norman, Jumbo Azaki. This is for a birdie at the 18. He's 3 under par. Nick Price, who had the first round lead, struggles today. Look at this. This is for a par. Ooh, just rims out. 3 over today, winds up at 1 under for the tournament. Phil Mickelson ends the day at 2 under par, tied with Bob Tway. 3 shots behind Norman. Take a look at the leaderboard going into the 3rd round tomorrow. Greg Norman, 5 under. Jumbo Azaki at 3 under, followed by Phil Mickelson, Bob Tway, and there you see Nick Price at 1 under par. Now, at the ladies, Rochester International, Joanne Carter trying to become the oldest woman, really the oldest golfer in LPGA or PGA history to win. She's 56-year-old. She has a 1-shot lead over Sherry Steinhauer. Take a look at this shot by Steinhauer. Chips it in. That puts her at 7 under par, just a shot behind Carter. Helen Alfredson and Barb Thomas are tied at 6 under par. Oh, what a bunch of golf tournaments going on. And listen, what a baseball day in St. Louis. The Cards have fired their manager and traded away their first baseman. Joe Torre, the manager of the team, he's out of here. Gets the axe despite winning 4 of their last 5 games. You know, this is his 5th year as manager of the team. His record, 351 wins, 354 losses. He's being replaced by Mike Jorgensen, a former minor league manager. Then there's Todd Zeile, a very unhappy Cards camper. He's now headed to Chicago, where the Cubbies are hoping that he can help them put some runs on the board. They need him badly. Todd Zeile, a first baseman for the Cubs, thought he had a 3-year, $12 million contract with St. Louis. But hey, it was a handshake deal. The Cards have reneged on it. Todd Zeile says, I want out of here. He got his wish. He is headed to the Chicago Cubs. In exchange, the Cubs are sending Mike Morgan, who's a pitcher, and 2 minor leaguers to the Cards. Oh, and speaking of the Chicago Cubs, the Cubs didn't get the runs they needed today against the Los Angeles Dodgers until the very last inning. And the 2 they got, the only runs in the game. Let me take you to Wrigley Field, and let's check this out. Tom Candiotti on the mound. He's throwing no-hit ball. This is in the 5th. Strikes out Jose Hernandez. With 2 outs in the 5th, the Cubs get a hit. Then in the bottom of the 9th, with a man on, Howard Johnson unloads. That puts the game in the books. Hits a 2-run shot. The Cubs win it. Cubs win it. 2-0. Now to Philadelphia we go. The Phillies, first in the division, taking on the Marlins, who are dead last, but the Marlins are making strides to get out of the gutter. Andre Dawson connects, folks. Look at that one. It's Andre Dawson's 400th home run of his career. It's the game winner. Marlins win it 2-1. Quickly to the scoreboard. Montreal beats Cincinnati. San Diego over Pittsburgh. Houston and New York are in the 12th, all tied up, and San Francisco trails St. Louis 6-5. That's in the 8th inning. Over in the American League, the Cleveland Indians, the hottest team in the league, try to keep their distance out in front of the second hottest team in the league. That's the Kansas City Royals. Best way to do that, beat the struggling New York Yankees. Let's real quickly go to the ballpark and check this one out real quickly. Bottom of the first, Oman Vizquel tags that baby. It is out of here. That puts the Indians in front 1-0, but the Yankees come back. They get 2 runs, then 2 more and win it 4-2. It's over. Yankees beat the Indians.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Will it be a case of love at first sight?
Or is it just utter madness? The story when we come back.
A New York beauty pageant turns ugly. It's the Miss New York mistake. Plus, secrets from the friends of friends on hard copy.
Monday night at 7:30.
Every night, it's the same deal. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Yeah, what's for dinner? Yeah, what is the deal for dinner? Just ask. It's Albertson's Chicken Dinner Deal. Tasty fried or whole roasted for under $5. Good deal.
Nobody else grabs you, shakes you, rocks you, hurls you, and thrills you like Universal Studios, where you can face the all-out attack of Jaws. Screen through time on Back to the Future. And go to the new Casper on location for a behind-the-screens look at the spectacular sets, props, and supernatural special effects of this summer's blockbuster. What's more, everyone can come back for a second day free.
Thank you.
To do it all over again at Universal Studios, Florida.
Yes.
You might think the new Chevy S-Series pickup is safe because it comes with an airbag. You might think the new Chevy S-Series pickup is safe because it comes with anti-lock brakes. And you might think it's safe because Chevy trucks are the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks. But at your Chevy Geo team, we think there's safety in numbers. The new Chevy S-Series from just $10,954 with air. Chevy trucks, like a rock.
Come on,
My house, the kids run the show.
You love to be alone.
Eat to live, stay on your toes. Every day's a trip.
We live to eat. Good wine, good food.
My favorite time of day.
My favorite time of day.
It's because families are different that we make the things we do. Everyone's at home with Ethan Allen. Come in and see what's on sale.
You hardly ever clip coupons, and you don't just buy what's on special. So how come you end up with so much more for your money? Some things go without asking.
They hope it will be love at first sight for a new otter and her intended mate. The new otter at the Seattle Aquarium is a 6-year-old female who's been brought in to mate with a 6-year-old male named Bajo. The female was rescued during the Exxon Valdez oil spill. She was orphaned and only 1 week old. She was rehabilitated but couldn't be released into the wild. But now she and Bajo could be starting a family.
Yes.
I need to say goodbye right now. I won't be seeing you at 11 o'clock anymore. Thank you so much for all your years of support. America.
Good night.
Okay, family, here's the deal. You're running out of vacation time, but there's still time for wet